Guys. Fuck! Oh my god, man. As you can tell, I did not hit pro yesterday. I tried. I really did try. I knew if I streamed, I probably wouldn't climb much elo, so I did it off camera. I was basically thinking like, okay, I'll just play until I like go on. If I lose too much, then I'll just stream and I'll call it quits. But I actually got on a really nice win streak, bro. After I stopped recording yesterday's video, I won, I think, like 80 or 90% of my games in ranked, and then pushed up to 11.1k elo, man. That's literally, bro, pro's 11.25. I was literally 100 elo away from hitting pro rank. I was 96 elo away from hitting pro rank, and then I lost. Oh, you know, I don't even remember. I was in such like a fugue state yesterday. I woke up today at like 2 p.m, bro. My sleep schedule was so shit, and I was so tired from like the flights and everything that was going on, and I don't even remember exactly what was going on or like why I lost. So in this video today, I want to go over the games that got me to pro, close to it, and then also review the games that I then subsequently lost, and also maybe see if there's any funny games or cool games here and there in the 4 hours that I played after my video yesterday. Look, no excuses or anything, just pure, honest analysis. It's like a self-VOD review. I always say, like, you know, if you want to try to improve, you gotta watch your own gameplay back, and that's kind of what I want to do today. So I guess let's jump into it. Alright, so first game, we're gonna move to Hot Zone Ring of Fire. I've not actually like done something like this before, like a video like this, where I think I watched my own gameplay back and commentate over it live. For this recording, I did not talk at all to the camera. I did not like say anything. I was watching a YouTube video basically, or like listening to music and just kind of trying to focus up on the game. One thing that I actually noticed a lot, and while I was playing kind of off camera like this, I was recording but like, you know, not talking directly to a camera, trying to think of things to say, is that I was able to draft way more creatively, I guess, as you'll see later on in this video, or just like be more smart with the drafts. Normally the drafting screen is where I kind of try to take my time to like yap through and like talk a bunch of bullshit or whatever's going on in my life, or stuff about the game or a brawler that I want to play or whatever. And in that talking, I don't really think too much about like, you know, all the possible drafting options as well or as thoroughly. So that is the one area where I really noticed the difference in like playing off camera versus on camera. Once I'm in game, like, you know, a lot of stuff kind of goes more to like muscle memory and like, you know, just like general games and stuff that I've kind of just ingrained in my mind after playing for so long. But here we move into the draft. So enemies go Pierce and Mortis, and I see that Edgar is open. Edgar is very good into both Pierce and Mortis, and since we have the last pick too, I'm thinking like, okay, as long as I go brawlers that do good into like at least 2 out of the 3 of their brawlers, even if they go like a last pick of tank counter, which they do, they go Otis, Edgar should still be a very good pick here, especially since my Mina and my things can handle the Otis on their own in the mid, right? So as long as I kill the Pierce and the Mortis, then it's just basically like an Otis versus a Mina Finks, and then Otis should lose that. So that was kind of my thinking on the draft there. And then loading into the game, that's pretty much exactly what happens. The Mortis just kind of walks up. I have to ignore the gadget miss, but I do just basically kill the Mortis, as is basically my role here is what I'm going to try to do is kill the Mortis, because I'm the only one on my team that really wins into Mortis pretty well. But I have high mobility, so I can actually chase Mortis down. I get a nice kill on the Pierce, and at this point, I gadget him for the Otis. It doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to like basically spawn camp as much as possible. I do see Mortis in the back, and I did just say that I'm the only one on my team who can really kill a Mortis. But still, 2v1, Mina versus, you know, Finks in the middle. They should not lose to Mortis. So here I go for another hypercharge, get a really nice cycle going. And at this point, I mean, we're already up 50%. Like, this is a one draft. The Pierce is AFK in spawn. Yeah, this game is over. It ended basically on the draft screen, in my opinion, and I just had to execute like reasonably well, and that was basically the game. Next round goes more or less the same. The Mortis is playing a little bit more safe, not trying to give me any hits, and he goes directly for my Finks. My Finks uses teleport gadget and gets away. The Mortis is actually using the bat gadget here, which I think is a mistake. If he had went the combo spinner gadget, he at least would have been able to do stuff, I think, in terms of like being more deadly, threatening kills and stuff. Here, I don't know, like he just never got any value with the bat gadget. I don't know if the bat gadget is really that good on Mortis, to be honest. But still, regardless of all that, like we're still up like 40-50%. Like, I mean, honestly, with a start like that on Hot Zone, it's very difficult to make a comeback. Do a nice double jump to kill the Otis. Do go down to this Pierce here, but like I said, like we just have so much of a zone time lead. You know, skip forward a little bit here. I eventually just jump in with hypercharge, get a team wipe at some point. Edgar automatically charges his hyper over time, so like there's really no way to even spawn camp an Edgar for the enemy team here, even though they did claw back quite a bit of zone time after. But like, yeah, like it's over. GG. And that basically put us here at I did go 11-4, and that basically put us here at 10.7k elo, which I think was my season high at that point. So yeah, looking pretty good. I'm not going to show you all the games where I played perfectly, or even the games where I played the best. I'm basically just going to show you kind of the interesting games, and or like games that I thought were interesting and that I personally wanted to learn from. And so I'm actually going to show you now a couple games where we didn't win, even though I really think we could have. I guess let's start off with this heist game on Hot Potato. This one, man, I'm not sure how to feel about this game. So we're on Heist Hot Potato, right? And they have first pick. I see that. When they have first pick, usually Colette band comes to mind. Chuck band comes to mind. Sirius is also like an interesting band that I just personally like to go. So I don't like playing against that brawler. I decided to ban the Chuck. Just Chuck double defense, even though it is hot zone and you can base race Chuck pretty well. It's just really annoying to deal with it if they do go the right brawlers and like, you know, snag like an Otis Chuck or something. That's just really hard to base race, actually, sometimes, depending on how your teammates play too. And I don't want to leave that up to chance. Enemies here first pick Colt. Now here, actually, that was probably my big mistake, was not realizing that Colt was open. Usually Colt ends up getting banned first, and I was like, oh fuck, when I have to face a Colt, that sucks. Now here, immediately, I'm thinking Otis in my mind is just like a really solid pick because it just shuts down a lot of aggro brawlers. But Pierce is also pretty good into the Colt specifically, because if the Colt opens up the map, the Pierce just gets a free game and he can cook. And on defense, Pierce just shits out a lot of damage with that gadget that reloads his ammo and the 3k shots and the slows. He actually does pretty good into a lot of aggro brawlers. I still think Otis is really good, but Kaze is also like a solid aggro brawler that does good into Colts too. So, and you know, it's Heist Hot Potato, like Kaze is pretty good here. So I do relent and say like, yeah, you can go the Kaze if you want to, but like Otis would have been a really nice brawler to pick up, I think. Unfortunately, this does mean that the enemy team do get the Otis, but not only do they get the Otis, they also take Edgar Otis, which is a little bit awkward because like I just showed you that hot zone game where Edgar just completely clapped the cheeks of Pierce, right? Made Buzz and Doug jealous, sitting in the corner. And so, yeah, I'm thinking like now, okay, how do we win this that allows my Pierce to cook while also just like generally being a decent enough pick to defend against the Edgar? And I'm thinking in my head, Griff would be nice just to wall break, open up the map, make the Edgar have a harder game. I do good into Edgar is what I was thinking in my head, and even though like opening up the map does make the Kaze struggle a little bit more, she's Kaze, she dashes around a lot. I don't think she should get hit too much by Colt or Otis. Even if she does, like her like there's the indestructible walls on the side of the map that she can always run up on, right? So I think this is a decent enough draft. You know, the game is ultimately winnable. That's the most important thing. I'm not sure what else I could. I actually was thinking in my head that Chester here. I almost click on Chester instead of Griff, because Chester is also very good into Edgar, and it can kind of open up the map even if the Colt doesn't, which will still help out our Pierce. And Edgar is just and Chester's a little bit more consistent in terms of damage output than Griff. I decided to stick with the Griff pick though, and hoping that my Pierce, I mean, he kind of picked it one, he really wanted it, so I was thinking, okay, he's probably at least good at Pierce. I also could have gone Kit, I think. Kit into Edgar is always a really nice way to shut that brawler down, and I think on this map in particular, Kit would have been really good into the Colt too to prevent her from getting damage. I ultimately, like, the game is winnable, that's what matters, and so jumping into this game, immediately I go for the wall break to try to open up the map for my Pierce here. The Edgar also misses Gadget, which gives me a nice opportunity to just kind of defend him a little bit. Okay, one thing that I actually kind of didn't really consider when going into this game was the fact that Griff actually got kind of like a nerf recently, or like they call it a bug fix. Basically, Griff has a mechanic where his super up close does 50% less damage. Ever since his release, that has never been the case. So Griff has actually always been dealing like 8k damage up close with super, like you know, 7k, whatever. And that's because his cards always deal max damage up close, when that's not actually supposed to be the case. It's supposed to be 50% of the damage in the brawler's description. And so that has always been a bug. They fixed it recently for the first time since the release, and that has actually made it so that I cannot kill Edgar anymore up close. You see here, I've gone for 2 supers up close on this Edgar now, and he's killed me both times. And I'm thinking in my head, like, oh my fucking god, bro, Griff is fucking shit. What the fuck? At least, like, long range, I go for a hyper super there, get a nice team wipe, but still, the up close Edgar interaction is actually not as good as I thought it would be. And so that's why I'm thinking, like, okay, like, looking after the fact, if I had gone Chester or Kit here instead, I think those would have been better picks. It's unfortunate. Like, here, like, I don't know. The damage that Griff does now up close is just kind of pitiful. At the very least, the map is opened up, so even though we are down 2 shields, we can still win this. Like, we can claw the percent back as long as the Pierce taps and hits some decent shots. Like, especially because, like, it's a Pierce into an Otis and a Colt. Like, Pierce hard wins that, 100%. And especially with the Kaze, like, she has Fan Storm, she can get some safe damage. I'm running back to defend against this Edgar here with my Pierce. We do, I believe, get the defense, although he does take a shield crack, but still, I think it's still winnable. I hyper super this Colt just to try to prevent her from getting any safe damage. And Kaze does make like a decent play pushing up the map. She unfortunately goes down. I think she should try to focus more on the right side, just running up the map instead of laning the Edgar and just leaving that to me and Pierce. Because like really there's like no reason for her to be dying out in the open like that. Like she's just wasting her ammo, not going to be able to do anything on the safe when she does get up there. She does get a kill on the Otis though and takes some decent aggro pressure for us. We get a shield, but there's just not enough time for us to equalize this. But like, that being said though, like once the map is fully open, you can see that they didn't really get too much safe damage after that. Most of it was done while the map was closed and the Edgar was able to make plays. So if we skip ahead now to the second round, I go back to opening up the map. And here we do, I think, a much better job on defense into like preventing them from getting an early lead. Like that early lead they got was really what sold us that game. If we can equalize it or keep it equal before the map is, you know, fully opened up, I think then we just auto win. So here we can see our Case actually gets a really nice kill into the Edgar there. And I'm basically just holding it down against this Otis. The Case is getting damage on the safe, slowly taking it down. We just have really good control. Edgar hypercharges in, does get the kill on, I think, all of us here, which is kind of unfortunate because now they're going to get a lot of damage. But our Case is also on safe, so she's trading. At this point, we're kind of even in damage, and the map is fully opened up, which is really nice. I do kill this Edgar as he jumps in on me, which gives us a lot of pressure now to push them all the way back into their spawn. And I'm thinking I need to break that grass so our Pierce can actually hit a shot on that Otis. He actually gets hyper supered out of the grass, which is really terrible. I think if that Pierce lived there, we would have gotten so much more like value basically, because that Colt could have died. We could have gotten some safe damage. I do go down to the Edgar, try to finish off the Colt because I know I'm not killing the Edgar there, but he just gets the kill on me and we don't hit the Colt, unfortunately. Edgar does also jump on safe, but we're still even. Pierce gets a nice hyper super. The Case is dashing up the map, gets another hyper super down. I think we take the shield pop here. I finally break this last bit of grass on the wall, so now Pierce has basically free reign to just completely pump them full of his urine. Edgar does have hyper super here, but he actually kind of, I think, just gets shredded by the Pierce 3k shot and me shooting him as well with my super. Colt does go down here to the K's, and yeah, like look, we actually win with a shield lead even. And there's like not a lot they can do as long as we get the early start that we need, like a decent enough defense and Pierce hits some good shots. But unfortunately, sometimes things are not meant to be. I think I actually should have maybe gone for a better wall break here. I'm noticing that every time I go for this wall break, there's a little sliver of tile that's left. If I break in more towards the middle near the grass, I think I can break that too. But I think then a wall on the right side, like a tile there on the right side, might actually not get broken, like that little like gray pillar. So I don't know, it's kind of like trade-offs. Unfortunately here we immediately get like both my teammates die early, and then that just means that now they have 3v1 on the save. I'm trying to hold them back as much as I can and defend. I leave the 1 HP Edgar to my Pierce there. I hope he hits the shot and gets the kill, but he doesn't, and then Edgar jumps in. Not that that really matters, but like me focusing then on the Edgar now meant that the Colt walks up for free and gets our shield. Again, we're 2 shields down now. So that was really just like not the greatest. Case is trying to go up and do what she can, but my Pierce here does get the kill on the Colt too. And we do have like a decent mid control, but like that bad start I think basically just means we lose. Because there's no way, unless my Pierce has a monster game here, like that we really may come back from this % deficit. And my Pierce, you know, he just gets clipped by the Otis too, which is like terrible. And so now, yeah, they're on our safe now. We're down, what, 3 shields, going on 4. It's pretty much GG. I think the one thing that maybe, like, in terms of drafting, that, like, I don't know if our drafting was so bad. Like, honestly, in hindsight, it's obvious, you can obviously, and a lot of people do this, where like, oh, like, this pick was bad just because you lose. Or if a pick wins, then it was perfectly fine, even if it wasn't the best pick. You know, it's just like, I think the pick did what I was supposed to do. Like, I opened up the map, I gave the Pierce a good game, but, and I think if it was before the bug fix / nerf, then the Griff would have been much better, especially into the Edgar, and we would not have even maybe lost the first round. But the fact that nerf came through, I think just makes the Griff kind of bad now. It's actually... yeah, I don't know. It's just, it was a little disappointing there to lose to Edgar up close with Griff with super. And so we lose 100 elo, over 100 elo, which is kind of painful. Honestly though, even with all that said, like we could have won this game if we just didn't lose the opening interaction, which gave me more time to open up the map. Unfortunately though, like you know, I mean, sometimes your teammates just die in the beginning. It is what it is. It's just like not great when it happens. That's one game that was kind of like, oh, fuck, if only some things were different. There's actually another game too. Okay, I played pretty well, by the way, just to be clear. I had a 90% win rate and I popped off in a lot of those games, but I actually want to show you, I think what's going to be more interesting, at least for me watching this back, is going to be my mistake, like the games that we almost won. Man, just, yeah, if just only a couple things were done differently, you know. We're now moving on to the next game. We're on Brawl Pinball Dreams. This is the next game that I kind of want to show you guys. So I go ahead and ban the Shade because I see the enemies have last pick. I really don't like playing against Shade on this map. It's really annoying because there's actually not a lot of counters to Shade, especially now that, like, you know, that Griff game where even when I open up the map up close, he just doesn't do the most damage. I noticed that, like, you know, the main way to counter Shade is to go Griff and to open up the map or something, but, like, you know, that's just not that great anymore. And I think Colt I'm not that good at, and I don't want to have to go at. There are other brawlers like Bull and Trunk, but those are dependent on if the enemy team that has the Shade has like an Otis or not, you know what I mean? Like, if they have Otis, then we basically are cooked. Now here I actually see Damien is open. Damien is a weird brawler right now because a lot of people say he's actually super weak after the nerfs, and I actually totally disagree. I think he's still broken and one of the best brawlers in the game, but he has a few clear hard counters that you do need to watch out for, and they actually immediately pick one of them, which is the Otis, which is pretty disappointing. But even with that, I think we can still win. I'm actually hovering like my teammate here. If we go like serious Damien, I think we just auto win. But then my teammate decides to actually go the Colt, which was not serious or Damien. And now I'm thinking, man, what the fuck? Because I can't go Damien anymore, because if the Colt opens up the map, if like they have an Otis and a Willow, like they just have a free double counter into Damien, and it's not great. So I'm thinking, okay, I might just go the Pierce here. Actually, the Pierce is going to be good to synergize with the Colt, who's going to open up the map. I can cook the Otis and the Willow if the map is fully open, and our Crow should be enough to discourage any super aggro brawlers, but like I'm not really sure what they might go. Sirius is a problem if they go Sirius, but our Colt needs to open up the map, and then Sirius does get cooked. So that is one thing that's kind of taken care of. The other thing is that Damien actually gets countered by Pierce, if you guys don't know. So Pierce, the knockback gadget, breaks Damien walls. Even though it doesn't do any damage, it fully breaks every Damien wall. That's like a really nice interaction for Pierce that is good to know on those, especially more open maps. If you're facing a Damien and you have a wall break and you go Pierce, that's an auto win. Because every time the Damien jumps you just free knockback. It's on a 13-second, 14-second cooldown, so you just always have it, and yeah, it's basically free. And so yeah, here honestly, like they go Mina, and I'm not too worried about it because, like I said, our Crow is there to handle the Mina, and I think as long as the map is open, I'll tap no matter what. Like I trust in myself to hit my shots here, and we can win this. And so Colt immediately goes for a really nice wall break. Everything is super open, and it's basically just up to me to just hit some shots. And we do get the kill on the Mina there. Crow gets the kill on the Otis. Wow, we're in a really good position to score here, especially if we pass that ball up, which I do. And now the Colt just walks it in. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, nice. We've basically, I think, already won this game with this draft. Like, if the Colts open up the map, we're looking good. I'm hitting shots. Like, that's all that really matters. The enemies aren't really that good at wiggling at all. And so we basically just have to keep doing what we're doing, get the nice kill on the Mina. Crow does get the poison, and the Pierce does super as well as the Crow. Now it's a 3v1. It's just an Otis on his own. Colt gets a nice wall break again. And even though this Colt doesn't have Star Power Buffy or Hyper Buffy, by the way, he only had Gadget Buffy of all fucking things, and he ego picks the Colt. But like, you know what? This guy's, at least he's opening up the map. Like, we can still win this, you know, even though he's kind of like a troll. Like, it's fine as long as I carry, like, it's all good. Colt does still go down to the Mina there, as expected. Like, Mina does do pretty good in the Colt, all things considered, actually. But we do push her back because we get some nice shots on her. I get another nice shot on the Willow. I expect the Mina to dash, but she doesn't, so I missed that shot, but it's fine. I have Hyper Super now. We're up a goal. We have basically all the cards in our favor here to win this game. I get the nice hit on the Mina. Actually, okay, our Crow actually jumps and kills me after I get hypnotized by the Willow. I think this was a totally unnecessary play because I had yellow shot used and I don't have any ammo. The Crow just kills me and I didn't have any ammo to shoot him with, but he just fucking ends my life. Like, that's so stupid. If the Crow just didn't shoot me at all, like, nothing would have happened. The Willow would have just wasted super. Whatever though, like, it's not like they get a goal from that, and I do kill this Willow after she dives. Get a nice hit on the Otis as well to get him down as well. Kind of skipping forward in this game here, we have the mid control. It's basically on them to try to win this at this point, to try to like get the kills they need. Our Colt does go down. He's just way out of position. I don't really know. Crow hyper jumps in, which is really nice, gets a kill. I think at that point their push is pretty neutered, and I have hyper super again, so as long as I get like one shot, it'll be basically free. But I think they've already given up at this point, so I'm just able to walk the ball in. Really nice first round. So going into the second round now, we're going to wait for the Colt to go ahead and open up the map as he did before, and yeah, so that is probably one of the biggest throws I've ever seen. You know, I can forgive not having buffies, and I can forgive ego picking Colt because I was able to get a pretty good comp out of it still. But to fucking miss your gadget, and now we have Willow free control over there on the side. Colt is not winning into Mina. Actually, he's actually pushing the Mina back pretty well. But like, he uses his super to open up the map when he has gadget available. I literally see the icon under his Brawlet, guys. That fucking rainbow icon, that means you have your gadget if you have Buffy. and he uses his fucking super instead to open up the map, which he doesn't even do properly, by the way. That tile and the grass is still there. And so now I'm here fucking dying to Mina, who I can't even shoot because she gets to fucking camp behind a wall, and they get a free fucking goal after the Willow, who also was able to use the walls being there early to take space on our Crow. And the 2 walls over there aren't even broken either. Wait, I'm seeing more walls that he didn't hit. My Crow's mad. He's basically given up on this round. He thinks it's over. My Colt is also just thumbs downing. I don't like... It was such a free game if our Colt just opened up the map properly. And the fact that he didn't is so bad. But actually, we're in a good spot here. We do manage to kill the Otis. Everyone is dead. That Willow's in, like, not the greatest positioning. It's just a Mina on defense. I think we can low-key score this, maybe. But then the Otis respawns, so I kind of back off. And I don't have Gadget either, so I can't make, like, a pushback play or anything. Missed some shots on this Mina here, which is not the ideal. But I'm hoping that our Crow just gets on that lane. And I can maybe, I don't know, go back to lane the Willow. We do kind of go for a somewhat of a lane swap. I actually have my knockback to try to prevent the Mina from getting her 3rd kickoff, but I think she bubbles. I don't know what happens. Maybe it wasn't in range. We don't get the kill. Either way, though, we get the goal here. So even though our Colt had kind of a fumble start and we lose a goal for that early on, we still are able to even it out and we can still win this. So I'm thinking, great. Now, even though my teammates went AFK, we still have a chance here. I use my super on this Willow just to get some damage and get, you know, like a free hit. I don't know, we're start cycling our next super pretty fast anyways. Our Crow unfortunately dies to the Mina, but he does get the trade with the Colt, getting a nice clip. Here, the Willow has hyper super, and unfortunately, my Colt... Okay, I have no idea what my Colt is thinking, just walking up to a Willow with hyper super. Like obviously, don't just stand there. I don't know. I mean, like, you could at least back off. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe that was just the goal no matter what. I tried to gadget and stop it, but I don't think it works through the hyper shield that Willow has. That's just, like, a really silly way to go out. But regardless, you know, refresh round. Colt just has to break open the map, and then we don't have to lose the first goal like we did last. And he misses another tile. Great. Not great. Okay, I mean, okay, that's pretty bad, but you know what? Fine. We can still work with it. At least he opened up the map, and the Mina does get a nicely clipped by the Colt there. So I'm thinking, whatever. We have the space. I'll forgive it. Push up the map. We can still win. Like, you know, even in the previous round, right? Like, you know, fumbled the wall break, but we still were able to come back. Colt gets another interesting wall break. He doesn't quite break another 2 tiles. These wall breaks have been kind of battered. I see that Otis is about to die, and now we actually can get a free goal here as long as the Willow dies. I do get her down. I think Colt is about to get Gadget back pretty soon, so he maybe could have gone for a play. He actually has it now, but he doesn't go for it. I knock back the Mina, but she still gets the kill on me, which is actually kind of sad. And so now we're kind of just in like a little bit of a skirmish. Crow goes for a really whack jump. I don't understand what that was for. He didn't jump on the Mina or the Willow at all, but whatever. We still get the kill. Colt has super. I push the ball up. I see 2 people low. I do get the Otis down. I think actually that Willow doesn't have the damage to kill me, so I realized, oh wait, why am I backing off? And I just walk the ball in. Nice, we get an early lead, and the map is pretty open, so I'm thinking, okay, nice. We kind of fumbled that second round, but we made a nice comeback, and now we can easily win this one. I hit a nice tap on the Mina. Unfortunately, the Mina bubbles, and our Colt wastes his full hyper on basically nothing, which is pretty bad. Willow does go down, I think, and so she doesn't have her super to take a goal or anything. We get the kill on the Mina. At this point, their whole push here is neutered, and the Crow gets the finisher as well. So yeah, there's like an open net. We don't go for the ball because the Colt doesn't super pass to me, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal. And I push back the Mina here so I don't die. And she actually still chases me down, though, and gets the kill on me anyway. So that's just pretty unfortunate. I don't know. I kind of wish our teammates maybe could have gotten the trade too, but we don't. And then the Crow here passes the ball back to the Willow. That is probably the worst pass ever. The fact that this Crow gives the ball to a Willow with super is probably one of the biggest misplays I've ever seen in my lifetime. But he still does kill the Willow, but now they have the ball in their hands. If we cornered the ball at this point, that would have been so much easier for us. Here, I use my super on the Otis here, who's 1. I do not get the kill on him, but it doesn't matter because then he passes over to our Mina, and then she scores because my Crow, I guess, I don't know, he's just walking over to the left, like to the middle of nowhere. This Crow actually, like, he's just such bad game IQ. Probably terrible. And he's shooting at me after that. Like, that was my fault for him passing the ball to them and then moving away from the goal so that the Mina can just walk the ball in. Whatever, we're still even. It's 1-1. My Crow just gets hypercharged super by the fucking thing here. She dies. They push the ball in. And at this point, it's over. Like, I'm thinking 3v1, even if I hyper super and had super, like, there's just no way to defend that. And I'm so fucking sad about this loss, bro. Like, that is unbelievable to lose this game when we had the freest draft ever, just because One lost round was because my Colt fucked up the wall break, to be honest, and so they got a free goal. Second lost round, my Crow just gave them the ball, and so they had a free goal, and then again, we just fuck it for no reason. For literally no reason. Like, it's just so disappointing. And I think I lost, how much did I lose for that? I lost 100 elo for that. So already we're at over 200 elo lost from very winnable games just because of some fuck shit. Basically. Oh my god. Okay, but enough of the disappointing almost wins. Let's actually go to now a game that I thought I was actually really proud of myself for spotting this one. This was a really nice draft that I did on Hot Zone Ring of Fire. The best brawlers, I mean, they have the first pick, so I think I either just banned Colette or Damien. I decided to just take the Colette ban. Even if Damien doesn't get banned, the nice thing is, like, there are counters, but only Buster decides to ban the Damien. I'm actually looking at this guy's name and, like, afraid in this moment. Like, oh, fuck, is he gonna go Buster and some weird shit? Although Buster's not that bad of a brawler. I'd say he's actually kind of underrated right now, but regardless. So these are the bans. Enemy team decides to ban the Edgar and Ali, which actually means that there's not too many assassins right now that are available to play. Pretty much just Mortis is like the main one to worry about. They decide to first pick the Pierce because of that. Here I'm thinking, we decide to hover the Leon. There's actually a lot of options to go. You can go Mortis. I think Mortis is a better assassin into the Pierce, but Leon is also decent enough. And I think we could go, like, I think Finks is open. Crow is okay. I don't love it into the Pierce, to be honest. I think Pierce actually wins against Crow lane if you can hit your shots, because he has the 3k shot that slows you down, so then the Crow can't dodge. But it's with the Leon turret, it'll help the Crow kind of, like, you know, evade shots with his high movement speed. And now at this point, I'm not really sure what they could go into this comp. Like, it's a pretty safe comp. If they go serious, I can go Penny. If they go, like, there's also the Lumi that's open as well. And they actually decided to go serious and Mortis. And actually, at this moment, I'm thinking, okay, they went both Pierce and serious. And so to kind of counter the 2 out of the 3 brawls on their team, I think an assassin would be really good. But I also realized, wait a second, Fang is open. And most assassins like K's, they can kill Pierce and the Sirius, but into Mortis, it's more like a 50-50 matchup, and I didn't love that. I was looking over the assassins and I saw that Fang is actually open. Fang is good into Mortis. And on this map in particular, where it's really open on Ring of Fire, it'll be really good into the Sirius and the Pierce. And so I picked Fang up. I'm thinking, wait, I think we just won this game. Like, what could they possibly do into our comp? Because I hard counter all 3 of them, and that is not even including my 2 teammates, which Crow has a pretty decent matchup into the Mortis here on this open-ass map. And the Leon turret is going to really cook that Pierce as well, preventing him from really hitting any shots. And so the Sirius, you know, is a problem for my teammates, but, like, honestly, the map is too open to really let him just kind of hard counter all of us like that quickly. And so immediately I get my super already. We're already looking really strong. Like, 2 of them are already dead, and we have all the mid control. Like, I've not even taken a lick of damage here, and we have a 30% lead. I don't even know how they're going to take us off the point. Pierce does get a nice shot here, but I go in with my super, get a nice attack stun attack combo. Here's something that a lot of people don't really know about with Fang, because people don't play Fang that much anymore, but when you attack with Fang and you gadget with the stun right after, it actually interrupts the cooldown of your attack animation. Because Fang's attack, it's an attack animation on the first part of the attack animation, but then the second part of the attack animation is just him standing still and, like, resetting his kick. And so it's actually, like, if that makes sense, the damage of his attack is front loaded on the attack cooldown, and so there's, like, a long time of waiting in between each kicks. But if you gadget right after you attack, it interrupts some of that, and so you can get an attack, like, you can get an attack stun attack really fast if you use the gadget, the stun gadget. That's why the stun gadget is so good, especially into the Mortis. And here I actually get a nice team wipe, you know, with my super, kind of free basically. There's not really, like, anything too impressive about what I'm doing here, just getting my super, getting kills, kind of being smart with where I'm positioned and not just, like, you know, feeding. Here I tried to, like, I have the recycle superstar power on, so if I got that kill with my super, I would have killed him. Fang has gotten a lot of buffs lately. He actually has, I think, 10k HP now without shield gear, and his super now does 3000 damage on hit. Those are 2 big buffs that he's gotten in the past, and he also got a 3rd one if you count, like, the aiming reticle now, including his shoe distance, which some people don't like. I think it's amazing, and I think if you don't like it, you're just, I don't know, complaining for no reason. It's literally, it's just better than it was before, if we're being honest with ourselves. And so, yeah, looking at the first round there, it's just like, at this point, we have a free win. I think the Crow's AFK, actually, for some reason. I don't really know. I mean, like, barring cases where a teammate literally goes AFK, like, has happened twice over now in the past 4 days for me. We have a pretty free win here. Mortis just kind of gets cooked by me. He doesn't have the damage to kill me. I 3-shot him. And I even have my stun gadget, which I didn't even use. Oh, I thought I got that kill. Bro, I used that super there. In my head, I'm like, oh, this is a free kill. Pierce had 3k shot and you fucking one-shot me. What the fuck is that, bro? Pierce is still a dumb brawler. But here, we use the stun and get the Mortis down there. And I'm going to sneak up on the Sirius here. I think I don't get this kill. Yeah, the fucking clone body blocks for me. I was like 1 hit off super, whatever. It does, like, with our comp, there's just no reason for us to even think about losing, to be honest, as long as I just don't troll too much. I just walk up on this Mortis. He actually kills me here, I think, but it's fine. My Leon is able to get the trade, and then now I have my super, which is basically what I was farming for. There is a big, serious problem on the left side. These kind of like a cancerous tumor just growing more and more with fucking 4 clones now, and 2 of those are me. But the Leon gets a really nice sneak kill. I'm just kind of sitting in his grass looking for an opportunity going. I don't know where their pierce is. He's there. I just get him down immediately, kill him. Have my super. Don't use it. I think I maybe could have killed the Mortis with damage gear if I did super that, but I didn't want to like have what happened to that with me against that pierce earlier and die in the middle of my super, because then I don't cycle at all, which is terrible. So here I'm just, you know, playing it conservative, making sure I have super so then I can at least cycle towards my next one very easily. Got on the pierce there and I managed to get basically my full super back. You see that? So that's the most important thing with Fang, is just not wasting these supers and making sure you get some value out of it when you do go in. Here I just sit on point. There is nothing that they can do to get me off of this point, because like the Mortis just dies to me. I have stun gadget. You know, the Sirius cannot push me because I have super. Same thing with the Pierce. That is just an absolutely free win into a pretty good Pierce player, all things considered, but he went 5 and 10. So guys, just letting you know, okay? I do win against pro players, or players who have been in pro, okay? Like, I swear I am not that bad at the game, even though I did just show you 2 of my losses from this push. Actually, in a lot of this push, I was kind of cooking like crazy. And in fact, we're actually going to cut now to the next game here, where I think I have another pretty creative draft that allows me to just get a really free win. And this is going to also be the game where I reach my peak elo. So we're a few wins later now, and we're on Knockout out in the open. All things considered, a pretty decent map for me. I like, you know, sniper maps. I think I'm pretty good on sniper maps. And they have the first pick, so they can go Brock and Angelo and whatnot. I think I banned the Brock here. Yeah, I mean, I usually just comfort ban the Brock first pick, because I think that's just the best first pick option. Brock shots are just so easy to hit. He's just so broken here with the wall break too. My teammate bans Angelo and we ban Colette. Pretty standard first pick bans. Enemy decides to ban Edgar, Leon, and Doug. I guess they don't want to see Doug Cheese. Also fairly standard bans in my opinion. Kit Cheese is still open and on the tail, as well as Damien, but I'm thinking Nausea is open, and with Edgar and Leon banned, even though they have the Mortis angle, like I think Nausea and Mina, Nausea is still just so strong. I think Nausea might still be the best pick if you're a good Nausea. They go Byron 1, which actually is kind of good into Nausea just because he has like that self-heal gadget and he has like the super, and he just has really long range still, pretty good damage, and he can heal up his teammates that get poisoned by Nausea. I'm still thinking though, like a good Nausea still wins that. My teammate decides to go the Bell instead, which is alright. It is a deterrence into support brawlers usually because they can't group up as easily and get those easy heals off. And my teammate wants to go the Meeple here, which I think is like also not like the worst pick. The problem is just then they have a free Nausea game, because I'm basically forced to go like Mortis, right? And it's just like I don't love this. If they go Damien plus Byron or Damien plus Mortis plus Nausea plus Byron here, like that's a really scary comp to face off against that I just don't know what I could go to counter. And so I'm here like kind of shitting my pants like, oh man, is this over? Like they could go so much fucking broken bullshit. Pierce is even open as well. Nausea plus Pierce here on the enemy team would be fucked to play against. They decided to go the Eve instead, which thank fucking Christ is not any of the most broken brawlers that I mentioned just now that would have basically delivered them a free win on a platter. So their drafting honestly is not too impressive, and they actually I think make another mistake here. With the Eve pick, they go the Charlie, which is like actually pretty terrible because that's 2 pet spawner brawlers that don't have too much range damage, because Eve shots are hard to hit. She just doesn't have the consistent damage at long range, even though she can walk on water. I don't really love the Eve pick in general on this map. And then they go Charlie too, which is a pet spawner that also just kind of gets no value at long range. It's like okay in the Meeple, but like I mean, come on. They're 2 pet spawners, and I just go the Carl here because we like an assassin into their comp is really good, because even though Charlie's like a tank counter, she doesn't really have that much without her cocoon. And so I think I'm looking at this like 2 pet spawners, you know, 3 brawlers that are weak to aggro. So if we go like a piercing assassin that has decent range on this map, which is Carl, then they just kind of get cooked. And so I go to Carl here. I think we have like a free matchup again. We have a really good draft. And I immediately gadget up the left side to take the space. Carl here is actually kind of underrated just because you can gadget up and kind of, it's like a pseudo walking brawler. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. I would not go Carl if the enemy team has Meeple, because they can stun you out of your shit and it's just like kind of miserable. But in this comp specifically, I think we can just kind of like get this nice cleave on this Charlie, but we miss 2 shots. Not ideal. If we hit both shots there, I think Carl does like 3.4k damage if both pickaxes hit, like if the pickaxe hits twice, for example. So That, yeah, like, you know, if I hit both of my shots there, that Charlie was 100% dead. But oh well, we're just warming up. It's the first interaction. But we already have our control because, like I said, the Charlie just has no damage. And Eve is also, like, the shots are not the easiest to hit. My Bell is doing a good job, I think. We're able to hit that Charlie through the wall there a little bit. Still just kind of feeling out my Carl gameplay. The Bell actually gets a really nice tap on the Charlie there too, so she's 1 HP. And I think she's trapped over on the right side, so I'm shooting over here. She does reveal herself. I get cocooned. Whatever. I just get an insane pickaxe there to hit both the Charlie and the Eve and all the pets, and they're all 1 HP. My Meeple gets a nice kill. They just kind of died of poison there. Pretty scuffed first round, but, you know, we're just... Guys, just a warm game. Okay, we're getting there. I'm just kind of hiding in the bush right now, not revealing myself. Get a nice little double hit on the Charlie. And so I push up now a little bit. Slowly, I think the Bell and I switch lanes here, which is, like, not really that big of a deal. Like, whether I lane the Eve or the Charlie is, like, not really of a concern to me, because either way, they just kind of get cooked. I get a nice double hit on the Charlie again. She's 1 HP. Byron wastes a shot to heal. I get a nice shot on the Eve there. I have my super. I hyper super on this Eve here, hoping to catch her with the fire. I don't quite get her, but I have my gadget here, and look at this. I just gadget in, get the kill, and then I jump pad out. So, yeah, Carl... Really nice brawler into this enemy team comp. They just have no damage. Like they have no damage. They're pretty much helpless. Meeple gets a nice box. I get the kill on the Charlie there. Byron is 1 shot. I think my teammate gets that kill. Yeah, GG. You know, yet again another pretty much a free draft, which I don't know if I would have spotted this if I was talking. You know, like, guys, if I was yapping as I normally do, like live commentary style on this draft, I don't know if I would have thought of or spotted the Carl pick, because I just would have spent too much time speaking, and I don't know, I don't think as well when I'm talking and trying to think of things to say, and so it's a little bit of a shame. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that going forward. Like when I'm on stream too, right? It's the same thing. Oh, they're both low there. They should probably die. Oh, dude, the Charlie gets away alive. That sucks. Okay, I get a nice kill on the Byron though, so it's a 3v2 and we've already won this round again. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, like I am trying to get better at speaking while recording and stuff and like playing live, because that obviously is better for the content. I actually get Charlie cocoon, which saves my life. I should have died there. The Charlie fucking saved my life. Whatever. We have like a free ass draft. Like there's no way we lose this. So, you know, all that to say, you guys, if you see me playing bad on camera, it's just because I'm too busy talking. I swear, guys, there's no other reason why I play bad. It's literally just the camera curse. You know, not cope, by the way, totally real and true. Man, if I was playing off camera, guys, then my true form would be unleashed, and then I'd really lock in. then I'd go competitive, guys. Then I'd be on the stage for real, no cap, haha. Do people still say that slang? No cap? I don't know, I'm old. So here the Meeple actually gets a really nice box here, and I think I can gadget in. I'm looking for it. I know that Charlie doesn't have cocoon because she wasted it on the previous round on cocooning me, and I didn't see her hit too many of her shots. So I was actually counting her shots there to see how close she was to her cocoon, and I know I can just go in and get a kill. Holy shit, baby! Oh my god, they're getting fucking shit on! What the fuck? What the fuck is this really happening right now, bro? I'm just watching YouTube videos and I'm just playing with my fucking mouth shut. I don't want to talk. I don't want to say shit, because if I speak, I will not lock in on the draft. I think not talking is actually making me focus up more. It's over. Free, easy win. And that puts us at 11.154 elo, guys. Oh my goodness. I was so up. I was so up at this point. I was thinking like, holy shit, I'm on the craziest win streak ever. Like, I think there's a bunch of people in my Discord spectating my fucking game and live commentating on it. I will say, the problem with that though is I do have people actually sniping my games because they know I'm trying to push to pro. Even though I'm not streaming, I'm off camera, there are people who know I'm playing and close to pro. Like, they're fucking pocket watching me and just looking, like, spam refreshing my profile on like the Discord bot, the spotlight bot that shows your elo and stuff. They're looking at that to see how close I am, and they're fucking sniping my games. I had a game that I don't usually dodge, but I was so high up in elo on the nice-ass win streak too, like kind of cooking in my games, and I just didn't really want to waste my time with a dumb-ass loss. Like, I was on safe zone, and my teammate first picked BB, enemy team 2-3'd Crow and Otis, and then my teammate goes 4th pick El Primo, which is just like, what are we doing? Like, I think these people were sniping me. I think they literally saw, like, They were waiting to try to get in my game, bro. It's just some stupid shit. I did dodge a game. Not proud of it, but we're not winning on safe zone with fucking El Primo baby, bro. Regardless, though, we get on hot zone Ring of Fire after at the game where I'm at 11.5k elo. And I think I'm about 2 games from pro. Usually once you get to this point, you don't ever get a game that gives you more than 90 elo for that matter. It's like usually you get like maybe 70 elo at a time, just because a lot of your games, you know, they're all like to get more than 100 elo, you need to be playing against people with like over 11,300, 400 elo, right? Like it doesn't happen that much. So for the bans, I think I banned Edgar because they have the last pick. And over here, I'm thinking like, wait, Damien is open. I think if we go Otis plus Damien, that's actually really good. So, but like between Otis and Damien, I would prefer the Otis first because Otis counters Damien. And so Otis for sure is like the safest first pick here, I think. Just to discourage like the enemy team from going Damien, and then we can then take the Damien plus probably on this map like Pierce. Like I said before, Pierce is a very good counter into Damien, but I think in this situation I was just so focused on the Damien. Like I was thinking maybe we could also go like Damien plus support like Byron or whatever, but let's see what the enemy team goes first though before we make a call. They decide to go the Chester here, which Damien is kind of fine into. Chester doesn't really have stun super that often. It's like, you know, only 20% of the time, right? So you can jump in most of the time and be pretty safe. They also go Finks, which I think doesn't do too good in the Damien. I'm here right now, I'm hovering the Pierce plus the Damien because Pierce, like I said, is a good brawler into Damien, and Pierce also is good into the Chester. And so as long as that Chester is dealt with, I go Damien and it's free. And I hovered the Pierce to the 7th guy, the last pick guy on my team, kind of hoping that he goes the Pierce here because that is such a good counter into Damien. But instead he hovers the Leon, which I'm thinking like that is good into the Pierce if they go it. And then he goes the Sirius, which is like that is good into the Pierce if they go it, which, you know, but like I think if we just went the Pierce, this was a free win. Like there's nothing they can go that would fuck us here if we went Pierce. And even if they go Mortis or an assassin that's available, which is really just Mortis because we banned Edgar and Ali, the Mortis would also cook the Sirius as hard as a Pierce would, right? To be honest. So I don't know. I just really don't like the 7th pick here, and they go the Pierce as well because that, you know, is a really good brawler into me, and it's also really good into our Otis too. And so now, because the 7th guy picked Sirius, they get a pretty good Pierce game. Pierce plus Finks is like really hard to push into, regardless of if I'm playing Damien. And they have Chester as well, which is just like, I'm kind of triple countered here now, which is fucking horrible. Like, if we just had the Pierce, this was a free win. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I probably should have suggested, but the 7th guy is like a 2x pro. So, you know, like, I don't know, like, maybe he knows something that I don't. That's kind of just... yeah, looking back though, I should have just suggested. I don't trust people to no draft anymore. This is kind of the thing, like I shouldn't trust people to no draft, but the problem is just that like sometimes my draft is not perfect either, and so I'm just like worried that I might have overlooked something. Whatever. I kind of yapped over this, but we're going into this first game now. I go Damien Wall Gadget here to try to take space for my team. I think Wall here is going to be pretty good into the 3 brawlers that all have, like, you know, shots that don't go through walls. I do get a nice 3 hits on that Finks, so I have, I think, a good chunk of my super here at this point. I think I'm just, like, a little tickle off. My teammates, though, are getting cooked. The problem with Sirius on this map into this enemy team comp, guys, is that he's outranged. One of the only counters to Sirius is to basically outrange the brawler, and when you have... oh god, do you see the way the fucking the Pierce just gadgets and then all my walls break? Like, you know, when you have 3 brawlers on an open ass map like this that all outrange you, like, what are you gonna accomplish with Sirius? Probably literally nothing. And so not only am I fucking hard countered by them, I get a nice super there, but I don't quite connect the punch on the 2 people who were knocked because I didn't actually expect them to get knocked by the wall. Even if I got that team up, I don't know if we would have won this game, to be honest, though. It's just such a bad pick, the Sirius pick. I don't like it at all. And now, because they have a Pierce 2, right, it's just like every time I jump on him, he's just gonna gadget. And I actually get stunned by the fucking thing, so I can't even move. And then the Pierce just gadgets for free, and then he gets out. Like, there's nothing I can do. And my teammates are not winning against anything. Like, the Pierce is not dying ever. Like, neither of my teammates beat the Pierce. And, like, regardless of that, the Finks also just has basically a free-ass game, because, like, I'm the only one who can deal with him, but I'm always dead, the Pierce, so... It's just, this just fell apart. Like, I decided maybe I'm going to switch up, try to go to the left side after putting a wall down for my teammate. My Otis does take space with that wall, but then I die to the Finks. Not a big deal with Damien. You do want to just run in and die sometimes to get your first super. Like, once you get your first super, that's kind of then when you actually become useful. So I'm trying to go up the map. I just die, whatever. I'm close to my next super. And we were only, like, we're 10 to 10%, right? It's like, I know it looks like troll as fuck to just run in and die like this, but unironically, it's not a big deal because I get my super for it. I put a wall down here, but then the Fink super actually slows it down, so we end up getting tapped up a lot. The Pierce, or not the Pierce, the Chester just kills our teammates there. Not great. And I'm looking for, like, I don't know. I think I'm trying to hit the Pierce here with the knockback on the initial wall so that even if he gadgets there, he still dies. That is like the one thing you can do with Damien. Try to counter like your counters. But the problem is that even if I get that one kill, my teammates still don't win against the other two. I'm working my ass off here trying to kill the only brawler that, like the one brawler that counters the fuck out of me. And then even if I kill that brawler, my two teammates don't do anything. But if I don't go after the Pierce with my super, then the Pierce gadgets and all my walls break, and then I still don't do anything, right? It's just like, we're just like, it's a horrible draft. And I've spent this whole game talking about how shit this draft is. It's really shit. I jump here and here trying to get something. I miss, whatever. It really, this was over on the draft screen, in my opinion, when the 7th guy took this serious instead of the Pierce. And yeah, at this point, a pretty brutal loss when we were so close to the pro. Literally just if one pick was different, we would have won this. Unironically, like, I know I went 0-9 here. If just one pick was wrong, this was a free win. I'm telling you right now, like, the Damien is still so broken if you get the right setup. But my teammate just doesn't know. He did not even cook on the Sirius anyways. And then the Pierce, the Brawl that I wanted him to take, did fuck my ass. So, yeah. I mean, look, now look at us, bro. We're down 100 elo. And then after that loss, yeah, I'd like to say that I had some big pop-off reaction, like some, oh my god, no way, I lost, like, oh, I'm screaming and shouting. But like, realistically, I just looked at it, I was like, okay, it's just a loss, whatever. I'll just go next. And you'll see, like, as soon as we lose, I just immediately re-queue. Because, like, you know, a single setback in the broad speaking of things is not really that big of a deal. And even if we lose this game, like, if I just win the next one, then we're back to where we were before, right? So now we'll go to the next game here. Oh, man. Fuck. The matchmaking time, by the way, between this game and the previous one was about 2 minutes. The matchmaking, once you get this high, is starting to take a while. And so, all right, we're on fucking Hot Zone Quick Travel. Probably one of the more cringe maps in this season's rotation. But if you just go like 3 tank counters, honestly, that's a viable comp on this map, and you can still just win with that. I decided to ban the Collect because they have the first pick. My teammates banned Damien and Sirius. Not bad bans at all. Like I said, Damien is still pretty broken, and Sirius is also pretty strong on a map that isn't super open like the previous one. They decided to go the Crow one, which I think Chester is pretty good into Crow in general. And he can just kind of like, you know, he has beefy enough HP to just push into Crow a lot of times and kill him. I think Lumi is also much better than Shade, which my teammate was hovering here, Shade. But Lumi on this map is actually pretty valid. Her ice can counter Shade somewhat, as long as you don't feed him too many supers. Like, when he's supered in a wall, the ice kind of like has a weird interaction where the Shade is forced out of the wall and is like stuck and can't move. If you've ever seen that interaction before. So yeah, we go Lumi and then I go Chester. I think it's a pretty solid 2-3. That's going to set us up for so many good last picks that I think, like, whatever they go, we can just last pick counter all of it, right? It's actually so good. I think our 2-3 is amazing. And so I'm thinking, okay, I'm pretty comfortable right now. Like, we have a really nice, solid 2-3. And the last pick guy even has more elo than me. So then I'm assuming, like, you know, he's going to be a real creative last picker and go some crazy cool shit that's going to, like, counter them. And I'm feeling pretty good. I'm trusting my teammates here to go the good shit. They decide to go the Otis and then they go Shade, which is, like, you know, that's fine. Like, I think we can go, like, honestly, maybe a Mortis or like Lily or whatever. I mean, there's options. Like oh, Kit would have been really nice. I think this is a free Kit game. Yeah, so I'm thinking like, okay, we go Kit. I click on this guy's profile to suggest him, and I realize, oh fuck, he has no brawlers. Oh my god, this was such a free Kit game, and he has nothing. He goes Stu. Oh man. And then worst of all, yeah, I'm like, okay, well, Stu, like, the main way to counter Shade is to at least break the walls. Shade has a really good game into us. So if we break the walls at least, then the Stu will be fine. He doesn't even switch his gadget, guys. This guy goes Speed Zone Turret Stu on a map with fucking insane walls. And I'm just like, and with a comp that loses to Shade if he doesn't break the map open. I'm just like, oh my god. Oh my god, whatever. It's, you know, at least if this guy is good though, like, a Stu pick is still winnable. Like, Stu is okay into Crow and Otis if he hits every shot. And we have the Lumi for the Shade, so if the Lumi can keep the Shade hardstock, I actually switch lanes here because I have Vision Gear, so I think I can just keep the Shade back pretty much most of the time as long as I play pretty safe. And yeah, it's just like man, this Stu is just such a bad pick, bro. It's painful. Whatever. We can still win this though. Like, we have a zone lead right now. It's not so bad. The Stu is a good player, so I mean, like, we're just trying to trust that we can win. I do feed the Shade a little bit there, which is not the cleanest for me. I thought I could maybe get the sneak on him with the 3-4 bell, but yeah, he does have the super circle, so I guess pretty stupid for me to try to go for that. I do get the nice kill on him. I'm pushing up on their zone now with the Stu kind of pinching, but the Stu actually dies. I do bomb super that out, so I get the kill, but I actually leave that little fence bit alive, which does kind of prevent our Lumi from getting that kill on that Shade. So overall, like, my wall breaks, I'm not too proud of this game. I will say, even though the, you know, on draft, like, the Stu did not go the wall break gadget, and went stew at all, I guess, is the problem, and they just didn't have any brawlers. Like, me not breaking enough of the walls here with my bomb supers that I do get a decent amount of probably is my big mistake. I do go for a bomb to break that grass. Again, I mean, there's not a lot of walls that I had access to there that I would have wanted to break anyways, but like, yeah, it's not so clean with my Chester supers have been. We still have like a decent lead. Kind of struggling to like, I'm trying to wait for my teammates to respawn so I can get a pinch on this crow, but then the shade walks up, and I actually try to go for him because I thought the crow was dead to the stew, but the stew doesn't get that shot either. Really messed up because now the stew is low because he tried to go for the kill on the crow that was 1 HP, and now it's just like, now we kind of just in a weird spot. I do feed the shade a hit there, he gets super, he just is alive. I'm like 1 hit off hyper super, I'm trying to get it so I can hyper bomb the enemies here, and we're like about to lose, so I decided, you know, okay, let's hyper super now, and then I don't break that map. Oh my god, dude, that's a horrible hyper super. Jesus fucking Christ, that was a really bad hyper super. I don't even know what I was going for there. Let me rewind that. I think I just was like thinking like, okay, I hyper supered and I don't want to waste it, and so I decided to break this wall in grass kind of to like maybe hit the crow, but it just didn't, like, I didn't hit anybody with it, and then like I didn't break enough of the walls with it either. Like, that fence post there is still alive, which is so bad, guys. That's 2 fence posts here on the hot zone specifically, that if they were gone, our Lumi would have had such a better matchup into the shade. Yeah, just like a bad hyper bomb from me overall. And our Stu tries to kill the shade. He lives on 3 HP to cap the fucking zone. If he died there, unironically, me maybe could have held them with a spawn trap. Maybe. But yeah, it's just like, man, like, I don't know. It was just like kind of messed up. But, you know, it's only the first round. I'm thinking it was still pretty close, even though our draft is not perfect and my play was pretty bad. So if we just like focus up a little bit here, maybe we can still win. And I'm trying to just, you know, hold this crow lane right now while my Lumi takes the shade. My Stu is walking up the map. He is going over for the Otis lane. I got you. I marked the crow here. I'm hoping to maybe get a flank on him with the Lumi, but I actually go for the 1 HP Otis instead and just take the zone time, because I think the enemy zone side was what prevented us from winning the last time because it wasn't full at all. So I decided to take this. I actually go for the bomb here on that wall that I missed last time, just to break it specifically so that our Lumi can maybe have like a clear shot onto that enemy zone, which has been the main thing that we haven't been able to cap. And now my Stu does go down to the shade because Stu does not win against shade on this map. And we do take out the shade here on the flank, which is nice. I'm looking to maybe push up here against this Otis with the Lumi, but she's kind of taking heat from that crow, so she can't really pinch with me too well. But I do take the zone time. I have red Chester buff, so I have a pretty good position here. Pretty terrible super, though. If I had like any other super here, I think that would have been much nicer. The slow super is just very useless, and it's like not getting one at all sometimes. But yeah, we're actually in a good position here. We have the zone time. I'm alive to this Otis. I actually go down there. A little bit painful to die, which I think if I stayed alive for a little longer there, that would have been really nice. But we have the lead, albeit barely. And our our Stu is in a really nice position. He gets 2, and we have the lead. So if we just hold this at this point, I think we can win. We get the shade down. I push up the map. Stu is staying alive. And I think we actually do win this. Okay, nice. Yeah, so there we go. Right, round is winnable as long as we lock in. And I actually spent a lot of that first round taking the enemy zone time, which I think was the right call, because like the zone on our side is just much easier to take. And so I'm looking at this like, okay, I gotta fucking lock in. Good bomb supers, mostly just breaking that little nublet, and I gotta try to maybe keep going for the wall breaks whenever I get bomb super, as long as I get the bomb super. And hopefully I do. We'll see though. And so yeah, going back to this crow lane, which the crow shouldn't be able to push into me too well. I do mark him with the vision gear, but here I think I get a little bit greedy and I go for a kill that I probably had no business getting, and I missed my shot here. Yeah, that was just not the best time to push into a crow. Overall though, okay, and then our Stu kind of just dies to the crow with super as well, which is like pretty bad. All things considered, because now the shade super's in. I don't have my super, so I can't do anything against the shade with super. Our Lumi is just like a super aggro in kind of a weird spot. I think her positioning is not great. She should probably be the one on our zone while I push them. I have bomb super here, and I decide to break this little, you know, fence area, but I don't get the tile there. I'm like, I actually can't believe that I missed that block with this bomb super. Because like, if I rewind this, it's literally clearly on it, bro. Okay, I swear to God, that bomb super is literally clearly on the tile, and I don't understand how that wall didn't break. That makes no sense to me, but whatever, I guess. That's kind of fucking bullshit, bro. What the hell? Okay, regardless, I mean, we're down like so much percentage here. I don't even know if we can still win this. Lumi gets a nice ice gadget, which as you can see there, the shade gets kind of like stunned a little bit. I have heal super, so I can just kind of push in on that shade and get the kill. We can still win this. We're only down 20%, and we take our zone now, finally. I back off against this crow who uses hypercharge, and I'm trying to maybe heal up so I can get this crow down, but then he actually supers me to get the kill. He was 1 HP there. If he didn't have super, he would have died. And at this point now, all of us, like, they got a team wipe, so we have to push into them when they only have 8% left to cap on the point. I have stun super, I stun this, but then it's just like, if we didn't have a stew, the game would have been so much easier. I think this guy's like a second account. His name is Training, so maybe that means he's like training on his mini or something. I don't fucking know. If my Chester bomb like broke that wall a little bit better, maybe that would have been nice too. I'm not really sure. It's just painful, man. Like, we totally could have won this game, and then I lose 111 elo for that too. 2 back-to-back games that, like, we honestly didn't need to lose at all if we just had different drafts. And like it's just, that's the one thing, guys. Is like, if we just had different drafts, those were free. And then this guy invites me and asks me if I'm gonna be streaming in the middle of my 2-loss streak, and I'm just like, bro, no. Painful, guys. Yeah, and after this, I went on a pretty sad loss streak. Just kept losing after those 2 fucking games, right? I don't even think I was that tilted or anything. It's just like I don't know, sometimes you have good runs, sometimes you have bad ones, and in this particular case, I just got hit with a bad run of pretty shit games. I did take a break after that, and, you know, took some time to regroup, to maybe come back for a second attempt at the pro push, because I think there was still like a couple hours left in the season. But guys, look at this. I'm not kidding. Look at this matchmaking time, bro. I like, at the point when there's only, you know, a couple hours left in the season, especially in NA when it's like 2 a.m. at this point, I believe like the matchmaking time unironically took me 7 minutes here. Like, this is a 7-minute matchmaking time for a game that I did win, okay, because I went Brock and I just kind of carried the fuck out of this game, even though my teammate went fucking Melody here. Guys, my teammate went fucking Melody, and I had the Brawl man on my team, and I still managed to carry the fuck out of my teammates with the Brock pick. But like, I'm still 600 elo away from pro, and the matchmaking is taking like 5+ minutes every time. I put in another decent attempt. I think I went like pretty crazy on the Kenji in one game, with again the Brawl man on my team. But like, yeah, it's just, you know, the quality of the games were just deteriorating with the fucking Melody pick on my team. My teammates were just not drafting right because I think it was late at night and people just weren't thinking at all. I even went Mortis here and went 9-0 actually, which is pretty cool. But like, I kept playing just in case, like there was maybe a chance if I got on a nice enough win streak, but I had to win like every game in a row. On the game right after this Mortis game, I got hit with an 8-minute matchmaking on a heist game where my teammate decides to go, oh my god, it's the fucking 7th guy again. Dude, this 7th guy? Okay, they go Lola first pick, okay? And I see Chuck is open. Lola is not a base race brawler. If we go Chuck plus defense, like hard defense, like Otis, free. It's free. Like Chuck plus, or even like Bell plus Chuck, free. Because the Bell hard counters the Lola, they get no damage. We have Chuck, we have Bell, easy win. Or Otis, Bell or Otis, honestly, I'll take either one. The 7th guy decides to go fucking Crow here, which is just like a fucking horrible pick, because Crow, he's like a tank counter, but he doesn't really do damage. Like, he doesn't like have a hard way to lock down the enemies from pushing at all. Otis or Bell would have been much better. They decided to go 8-bit and then Bull. If we had Otis or Bell here, it was so free. If we had Otis plus Bell here, it was so free. Like, it was literally, words cannot express, guys, how free Otis plus Bell would have been plus Chuck. And then my teammate, my first pick teammate, does not know how to play Chuck, so he gives the brawler to me. And I'm like, okay, I don't trust other teammates on the Otis. Like, I think I can cook on Otis in this game, but if we have a bad Chuck, like that's the core of our comp, we have to go a good Chuck player. So I go the Chuck myself, because at least I know where to set the post up on this map to get the double hit and stuff. Like, we lose the first round because Crow just doesn't have the damage to defend against 8-bit plus Lola. Like, we're just, like, my teammates just end up feeding like crazy, and then they just die, and then we lose the first round. The second round, we actually make a decent comeback, because if you guys check this out here, I lane the Lola here, and I actually use my post to get the kill. And I get a really nice early kill with my gadget too to reroute, so I don't have like 2 posts over on the left lane where they shouldn't be. And then I can just reset my post after that and use my gadget again to reroute that post that was over there where the bull was. And now I have 3 posts already set up with a lane win against the Lola as well. Like, I played pretty good on this Chuck game, I think. I super up to 8-bits there. He can't stop me from getting my post down, so I just put it down. I have the double hit set up here. I go ahead and go for it, get a nice 7k damage. 8-bit has turret because, you know, my Crow just can't defend against. Like, he actually dies to the Lola too, but he does get the trade at least, which is not bad. I know some of you guys might be thinking, like, well, Crow is at least good with the hypercharge, right? He can use the hypercharge on the super. Oh man, just you wait. Here the bull's actually waiting for me to go in, which actually doesn't really matter, because when I hit him and the safe at the same time, I get some of my super charged. And so the more he does that, like, guys, you don't really defend against Chuck on heist. You always just go for the base race, because here I actually get the super off the bull and I'm able to get on the safe. I'm able to also get a double hit because the Lola messed up and she doesn't kill me, so now I get another 4k damage each time, and I get the safe pretty low. Crow uses hypercharge just to defend against the Lola and super, because he's Crow and doesn't do any damage, like I said multiple times. It's like a defense plus Chuck. I just don't think it's as good as what we could have gone instead. Otis gets a really nice mute. That's actually very crucial, because now I'm able to go in and we're able to finish off this safe with the help of the Crow there. So you can win by like 4% just barely if we play perfectly. Unfortunately though, the enemy team do catch us on the lane swap. Like, we went back to the lanes that we were before, but then the enemies predict that, and so now they put the bull on my lane again, which means that he doesn't feed me that much supercharge, and I can't kill him the same way I killed the Lola. So we can't get an early like lane win. We need the Crow on the bull lane probably, or the Otis, but the Otis is against the 8-bit, so like, we need the Crow to swap lanes. I do go in because I think I can get this 8-bit down and set up my post, which I do. Maybe I should have gone for the offensive post there, actually. I'm looking back on that footage. You know what? That was actually kind of a bad post for me. I should have put the post up on the enemy safe first, so then I can get a very easy post, like, on our side. That's just easier to do, because then I go in. Yeah, that's just bad for me. Still, though, I managed to go in tonight. Like, I have a free opportunity here now to get some safe damage, but I do, like, also try to go in and help my teammates with that 8-bit turret. But they've already taken our first shield pop here. I do have the double post, like the double hit setup at least, and my Otis is defending against the bull pretty well. So I'm like, okay, wait, man, I think maybe we can win. I get the shield crack down. Should I get my super from this Lola? I do get it. The 8-bit gets a really nice clip on our safe because the Otis, can't defend that properly. I do go in. We're still pretty even, actually, in terms of shield crack, so I think we can win this, actually. So I'm thinking, like, okay, lock-in time with just as much as you can lock in on the Chuck pick. Take the shield crack here. I have my super now. I can go for another double hit here after I go for an attack as well, just to maximize my damage. We're up in damage here, bro. I'm like, holy shit, can we maybe win this after all, even with the Crow pick? I super in on their safe. Bull goes in. And at this point, it's a base race, and I'm over here shooting at this. The Crow jumps up with the hyper super, and he dies next to the safe, man! Guys, this 7th guy... Guys, like, when you die with Crow, you want to be on the inside of the safe. Why are you walking away from the high safe? It just doesn't make any sense. All the daggers converge away from the fucking safe because of that. And so, the safe lives on 3%, and then the enemy bull is just on our safe and fucking takes it. Guys, this 7th person... oh my god. Like, I can't believe... Like, to get 2 games sold by this guy is just a fucking tragedy. And at that point, there's only like an hour left. I think there's less than an hour left in the season. I'm only at 10.6k elo, and I'm thinking... there's probably no point in continuing on. There's not enough time with the matchmaking and whatever. Maybe if I had spent more time playing ranked instead of going to Brawl Cup and doing all this frivolous fun stuff like exploring Germany, which I did record a vlog for, and I will probably upload that soon before I go to Japan in like next week. Maybe I would have had more time, but honestly, like, at the very least, I can say, like, I think I played well, and I think I've actually gotten better at the game in the time that I have spent playing ranked this season. The nice thing is that even though we didn't hit pro, we did at least get close. Like, I did at least beat my previous elo record. I think before I had like 10.9k as my highest elo. Now I'm at 11.1. So I would say, like, at this rate of improvement, guys, next season, maybe we'll be the pro. Like, I think I'm unironically good enough at the game to get it. It just is about if I can put in the time. Next season, I will be spending 2 weeks in Japan. Because I'm going to Japan, I believe. Yeah, my flight is on Wednesday, which is literally a week from now as of me recording this. I don't know how that's going to impact my ability to hit pro in the next season. I guess we'll see. But I think I have a shot at the pro if I really keep at it and don't give up. And that's what I plan on doing. It felt pretty bad not getting pro this season, but I guess that just means we still have that motivator in us, guys. I still am very motivated to keep playing ranked and keep getting better. And so who knows, maybe not getting pro will be a blessing in disguise, because I'll get even better than I am now, and I'll go pro, and I'm fucking kidding. I mean, I hear this season also wasn't necessarily like the most competitive season either. Even though I think I am getting better at the game. Apparently a lot of people had pro this season for the first time. Apparently some of them had paid for win traders and shit. I don't know. It's some weird drama going on that I've heard about. But hey, that just means, guys, that means the next season when if I hit pro, it'll be even more impressive or something. I don't fucking know. Oh, and also because this is like the first time I'm doing a style of video like this where I'm like talking over my own pre-recorded gameplay, let me know if you have any thoughts on this style. I think the other style is kind of more fun to record for me and to play, but this was also not bad. I think if I'm really trying to lock in, maybe I'll start doing this more if you don't mind. But that's gonna be it for me. Take care of yourselves. I'll catch you all in the next one when we start, I guess, our next season's push. Tomorrow we will start. That next season, guys, is the month that I actually hit pro for real. I'm not kidding. I'm just gonna be so locked in. I will hit pro. Okay, I don't give a fuck if it fucking kills me. I will pull up an all-nighter next season. And if I don't hit it, then I will cosplay Star Nova and do a fucking ASMR video farting and rapping in the mic or some shit. I don't know. Wait, what's that? What? Where's the cosplay for not doing the pro this season? Oh, I already did it. It was the Pinku Paulette cosplay. That counts, right? All right, take care, I'll see you. Peace. Mwah. God damn it, I wish I had pro this season.